Hello, British senior engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I wanted to take a look at Caribou Biosciences. This company I haven't covered in quite a while, and I told myself, you know what, let's take a look at their 2024 presentation to investors, which was just last month in December, and it goes over a couple of their programs. I wanted to specifically focus on CB-010 and talk about this company. Again, it's been a while since I talked about this company, and I think it's worth doing a summary because I am getting questions as to what are the other CRISPR companies other than CRISPR Therapeutics or NTLA or even Beam Therapeutics, and there are quite a few. So Caribou here, look at the price here, guys. Stock market, stock symbol CRBU. Just want to say the market cap is at $155 million, which is kind of insane how low it is. And just to give you guys a perspective, they actually have 228 million in the cash balance sheet. So if you just understand what I'm trying to get at, they have more cash in their balance sheet, liquid cash, than their actual market value in the stock market, which kind of speaks volume of what the stock market really values, right? And this is what a lot of people on this channel, come to our channel, our videos on YouTube or on X. It's because you can't really rely on suit and ties to talk to you about these revolutionary companies, because obviously they're valuing this company at 155 million, even though this company has 228 million in the cash in the bank, liquid, and they obviously have a successful program so far, and they have a technology, and you do have to realize that Caribou is the oldest CRISPR companies with patents on their own. So not only they have technology licensable, but they have cash in the balance sheet, they have a successful program, yet they're valued significantly less than the cash that they have in their balance sheet, which is kind of insane when you think about it. But putting all of the stock market things aside, let's take a look at the corporate presentation. Again, December 2024, it was posted, and maybe some other days I'll talk about the other programs here, CB-011, CB-012. But for now, I want to talk about CB-010, specifically Antler. And this program here, first of all, it's going through phase 1 still, and the upcoming milestone is they're going to have more data from the second cohort, 2 cohorts, right? We'll take a look shortly of it. If you guys don't remember, this thing is tackling CD19. It's all about CAR T cells, and in short summary, CAR T cells, they're healthy cells that are gonna combat cancer cells, and they have over 40 patients enrolled and dosed so far. And basically, you want to track how well those CAR T cells are doing in the body, because the more healthy cells you have, the more likely you can combat these cancer cells, and the more likely you cure the cancer, whichever it is. Now, obviously, it's not just one particular one. The patient's size do vary with the disease subtype, which we're going to take a look just shortly. But this is basically the timeline of this type of program. Now, a big thing for Caribou is they've always promised a single dose. Okay, and this is why they keep mentioning single dose in almost all of their slides. They keep talking about single dose. And the reason why they want to do that, because for them, they're very, very comfortable with their technology, with preclinical trials on mice. They're very, very comfortable saying that with one dose, they can potentially cure the disease/cancer of the patient. Now, the thing that they cannot confidently say, and that's what this trial is all about, is the dose size, right? The dosage level do vary, right? And we have different cohorts with different dose levels. But basically, this is what we were talking about: cohort 1, cohort 2. So cohort 1, they have 20 patients. Cohort 2, they have 10 patients. So data for these 2 cohorts are coming for the first half of this year. So within the next 5 to 6 months, we'll be getting data, which I'm very excited about. And this is what you have so far with the data, the basically high level, what you really are looking for. And obviously, it's the dark green solid line that you're looking for, which is a complete response. And obviously here, if you just follow all of these, you're seeing a lot more dark green than gray. You don't want to see gray, because gray means progressive disease. Still a couple of them, but you have a lot more complete response. Now, nobody expected this program to hit 100% rate. You didn't even have that for sickle cell disease, which we thought you could achieve 100%. And even CRISPR therapeutics couldn't achieve 100%. They were 93, I believe, percent to cure that disease for their patients, which is actually pretty good for something that never had a cure. And same thing for here. These subtype diseases, the cancers, FL, MCL, and so on, lymphoma, and all these diseases, there's never been a cancer treatment for it. So for them to even have a couple of these is a success. And actually, the CR rate that we're looking at here, let's take a look here, 50%. Okay, this is pretty good, guys. 50% is really, really good. Like, I don't know, you guys. I remember there was someone on XI. This was a couple of years ago. I remember someone when they first released their first set of data and they had achieved 42%, I think 41, 42, and they said it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, but it was about above average. And to me, being above average is what you're trying to look for initially. Now, 50% is definitely above average from what I've seen in the past. Now, I'm not saying other programs from other companies are not doing well. I know other companies are working on that as well. Sana Biotechnology, I know they have their own CAR T. Well, they're doing NK cells. That's slightly different than CB-010, but you get my point here. You're still getting around that rate for other programs out there for clinical trials, non-CRISPR related. This is CRISPR related. This is why we're covering it here in this channel. And that's why it's extremely important here for us to go over the data here and the understanding of what does it mean for the CRISPR landscape, right? So 46 patients was the total dose, and going over some of the criteria here. I'm not going to go with all these all the explanation of all the data here. I don't think it's worth it here. But you look at here, look at this. With partial MLA mark change. So this is a set of patients here with smaller or equal to 3 HLA matches. You're looking at overall response rate 69, complete response rate 45. And if you go through those different sample size here based on what they're categorizing here, looking at 46% and just 36, that's not that amazing, but still, it's pretty good, guys. I mean, this is something you want to take a look at. And even the overall response rate, 92, 91%, that's pretty good. It's not what we're looking for necessarily, but it's well above what you would want at least. I mean, they keep mentioning those figures, right? For a reason, right? They're not going to mention those figures just to, show it. They're obviously highlighting it for a reason. And I think, look at this. The FDA gave RMAT, fast track designation. They're not going to give these designation and this green light to this company without looking at the data that's coming through, right? So clearly the FDA has done their work. Clearly something they're doing here is they're doing something well. And I strongly believe CB-010 is the program that's going to really, really put CRISPR above the usual, what a lot of people, actually, like, just to, let me backtrack here. A lot of people kind of, are negative on the technology because they kind of say, oh, well, CRISPR is kind of useful for simple disease like sickle cell disease or beta thalassemia. I kind of disagree with that, but if they can crack that, if Caribou can crack this part, which, again, CAR T cells in cancer has been, I don't need to explain the viewership, the complexity of to cure that, right? If it was so easy, it would have been done today in 2025. It clearly hasn't been done by any other company in the past decades. We've had cure for other diseases, but we never had treatment for, or rather a cure, not a treatment, a cure for sickles, for any of these lymphoma and cancer diseases and so on. Clearly something they're doing here, they're doing something noble. Clearly they're doing something right with the FDA giving priority designation. So there's a lot to be said here. And I strongly, there's one chart here. If we go back here, just let's go back here. Let's skip over this because, like I said, I'm not going to go over here. So this is what the milestone they're expecting. CB-010, what's important for you guys here is CB-010, 11, sorry. They're going to get dose escalation data as well. So we're going to get 2 different programs data this year from Caribou, which is pretty good. Very, very good actually. And again, they're talking about their Chardonnay's rDNA technology, their proprietary technology, which they believe is superior to the Gen 1 CRISPR that some of these CRISPR companies are working with, Cas9, and so on. So take a look at it. I just want to take a look again some other complete response data, or complete response 43-50%. I mean 46% for all patients. That's pretty good, guys. That can't avoid. This is their set data. That's what I was alluding to earlier. Fortunately, a couple of deaths here. It's bound to happen with these diseases working with this type of cohort sample size. It's bound to happen, right? CB-010 is an off-the-shelf CAR T cell therapy that is easily matched to patient. And I really like this because it kind of says what they're doing. They have 13 different batches about, and they can tackle about 90% of the patients that they're targeting. Okay, and the 90% target is what they're looking at here. So in the 2L LBCL patients treatment journey, this is from 2022, total just over 32,000 patients. Can't tackle all 30,000 because they're not working on this type, but the high unmet medical need for 2L LBCL, that's about 10,000 patients. So that's a large patient size, and they're not going to cure them all in 1 year or in 2 years or in 3 years. Right? It's going to take some time. And by the time you cure them, that's a lot of money in the cash balance sheet. So that cash balance sheet will increase. Now, obviously, I'm not saying by next year this is going to get FDA approved. If you were to ask me, because I know I'm going to get this in comments, probably I would say 2028 is when I think we can see this company submit documents and get this FDA approved. At the latest, around 2028. I would not say this year for sure. 2026 may be potential if I'm bullish. 2027, I think it's a bear case. I think 2028 is more of a, 2028 is a bear case, and 2027 is more of a norm, like just being a normal case there. What is it? Bull, bear, base case, yes. So anyways, I want to take a look at it here, guys, because it kind of reminds you of the potential of CRISPR and what CRISPR can do. It's more than just sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia, which I even disagree with those arguments. I think beta thalassemia and sickle cell disease are amazing and noble ways to tackle those diseases. It's something we've been needing in our healthcare system. Clearly, we had no cure for it until Bluebird got as well their FDA approved, and CRISPR Therapeutics at around the same time. So will the FDA look into this? They've clearly given this priority to this program. Will they look at this data in the next year, 2 years, and see a potential to allow it FDA approved? I don't know, okay? And I think a lot of investors have invested in this company early on. I remember when this company went public, a lot of people doubted this company. Data's been coming through. Data's been really good. Unfortunately, stock market has not reflected that. I covered that in the first minute or two of this video. So hopefully this gives you a little bit more information and insight on Caribou CB-010. If you're interested in the technology itself, how they're doing it, all the good stuff, look at my older videos in my video catalog. I cover it. There's a bunch of good stuff there. Like I said, I'll do another video at some point to cover the other CB-011 program and so on. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think, guys? I'm curious to see what you guys think about Caribou. Leave me a subscription, guys. Like this video. If you like it, it puts the videos on people's home pages. It really does help, guys. This CRISPR revolution is happening, guys. Have a beautiful Sunday, and we'll talk in the next video. Thank you.